I moved to a new country, and I thought I was ready. I studied English for years. I knew grammar rules. I knew vocabulary. I watched videos. I was confident before I arrived, but when I got there, everything changed. Because I could understand English, but I could not speak it. Not in real life, not in real conversations, not when it mattered. And slowly I stopped talking, not because I had nothing to say, but because I was afraid of saying it wrong. And that fear started to control my life. At first, I thought it was normal. I told myself, it's just a beginning. I need time. I will improve soon. So I tried to listen more. I watched people speak. I listened carefully. I tried to understand patterns. But I didn't speak. Not much. Not freely. Just small answers. Yes, no, maybe, and something strange happened. The less I spoke, the harder it became to speak. I remember walking in the city, hearing people talk around me, laughing, sharing stories, living normally, and I was there, but not part of it. Like I was behind glass. I could see everything, but I couldn't enter it. Wake up in a rush, but I'm saying it. Even simple things became stressful. Going to store, ordering food, asking for help, everything required energy. I remember one small moment. I went to buy water. Just water. Something so simple. I stood in front of the cashier and suddenly my mind went empty. No words came, even though I knew them. After a few seconds, I finally said, I want water. Very slow, very careful, like I was afraid of making a mistake. It worked. I got the water. But I didn't feel good. I felt weak, not because someone judged me, but because I couldn't express myself naturally. That night, I kept thinking about it. Why was something so simple so difficult? After a few weeks, something changed inside me. I stopped trying, not completely, but emotionally. At work, people talked, joked, shared ideas. I understood a little, but I didn't join because I was always thinking ahead. What if I say it wrong? What if they don't understand me? What if I look strange? So I stayed silent, and silence slowly became my habit. But here is the truth. Nobody forced me to be silent. Nobody stopped me. Nobody even judged me. I did it to myself. And realizing that was uncomfortable because it meant the problem was not outside, it was inside. One day, someone asked me a simple question. Are you bored? I wanted to answer quickly, but I hesitated. I thought too much, and I said, yes, I'm very boring. That was a short silence, a small reaction, nothing big, but I felt it deeply. Later, I learned the difference. Bored, how you feel. Boring, how you are. It was a small mistake, but it stayed in my mind. Not because it was serious, but because it showed something important. I was afraid to speak freely. Wake up in a rush, but One night I sat alone. No noise, no distraction. Just thinking. And I asked myself, how long am I going to live like this? No answer came. Just silence. And in that moment, I made a decision. A very small one, but powerful. I said to myself, I will speak even if I make mistakes. Not perfect English, not correct grammar, just speaking. The next day, I went to a coffee shop. My heart was beating fast. I felt nervous, but I didn't stop myself. I said, "Hi, can I have a coffee?" Simple sentence, nothing special, but it felt different. Because nothing bad happened. No judgment, no problem, just normal life. And inside me, something changed. A small door opened. After that day, I started speaking more. Not a lot, but a little every day. Short sentences, easy words, simple conversations. And yes, I made many mistakes. Sometimes I forgot words. Sometimes I paused too long. Sometimes I corrected myself. But something important changed. I stopped being afraid of mistakes. People helped me. People repeated slowly. People understood me. And slowly, I started to feel something new. Confidence. Not loud, not fast, but real. I started thinking less in my native language and more in English. Not all at once, but naturally, step by step. If you are watching this and you feel stuck, I understand, because I was there. You don't need perfect English. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need to wait. You only need one thing: to speak, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's slow, even when it's not perfect. Because speaking is not the final step, it's the first step. And one day you will look back and realize that moment you started speaking changed everything. Thank you for listening to this Slow English podcast. Keep learning English, keep speaking English, keep growing every day. See you in the next lesson. Bye for now.